right. I think we're online. Or at least I hope we're coming online here. Switching that over to the correct ones. Okay. Are we online?
Yeah, I'm opening Twitch right now.
Thank you. Oh, I see someone talking, so I think we are online. Can you hear us?
Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, all the testing, because we know what this is like. Oh, everyone says yes. Okay, they can hear us. We're good.
What'd you do?
I don't know.
Heck yeah.
I restarted before we even started. Okay, welcome all to our May 21st. Ugh, are you serious? Apparently we're still 10 again.
As long as they can hear us, we just gotta roll with it.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. This worked the first 2 times, and then it's just never worked since then, and we never did anything to the microphone. Because it's still a built-in microphone.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All right, we'll give this a moment to let everyone kind of wander on it.
K-Pack ping?
You want to do a K-Pack ping for me, please? We'll do our ping that we're kicking off, and then I will get us rolling with this main mania of a podcast. Yeah, can't do anything about it, guys. I don't know why it's doing it. We're not doing anything to the microphone. It's very strange. And, yeah, we kind of have no much idea what to do about it.
Alright, did my ping, sorry.
Alright, ping's out.
We started at 1. Like, okay, we've got all the art, we just need to sit down and get everything ready, and now it's 1:40. We started late, Jill.
Whatever, man, it happens.
We were doing so well.
Yeah, we weren't doing that well. We had to put Thomas down. Yeah. Well, look, I'm going to be honest. I've looked at buying a microphone that would be better for it, but I'm just not willing to spend $300 on a microphone I use once every 2 months.
Well, I mean, that's just kind of what you get for having a Mac, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure your Windows would be just as trash with its absolute lack of a decent microphone.
But I have a USB port.
If I wanted to plug it in, we could have figured out how to plug it in. Okay. All right. We good to go there? Ping out?
Pings out. People are in both chatters.
Wonderful. And welcome. Okay, so first thing on our agenda, we just want to address how awesome our community is. In April, we did a Blue Skies and Sunflower Fields fundraiser, where the only thing that was for sale was the little pack that had a background, a small slotless companion, and some decor in it. So that was the only way that we were raising money, and with that we raised $2,685, which we donated to Doctors Without Borders on the 1st of May. And it was pretty awesome. I felt really good hitting that button and sending it along, and hopefully that means that a lot of good humanitarian aid went to those who needed it, when they needed it.
Yep.
All right.
You guys are awesome.
You guys are awesome. And then we got wire.
Woo!
It took a bit, but we got it out. We finished putting it together and got it out the door so everybody can love and enjoy on wire. I think it's super cute. I was very excited for it when I saw the concept sketches 3 years ago.
Was it 3 years ago?
It feels like it.
No. It was 2020? No.
It was 2019.
Oh, it was 2019.
3 years ago.
Okay, we just live... Since 2020, it's just been one continuous year. Leave me alone.
It has been a bit of a blur. It's true. I think that the sketch for that is older than Tav.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, with that, speaking of mains, we're going to be a little main heavy this particular podcast. I got a lot of crazy things to talk about with mains, things you were not expecting us to talk about with mains, and lots of things that will need feedback. So, be prepared for that. We'll have the podcast feedback for it. As always, I'm going to say it every time one of these new things comes up in this podcast, but as always, We want your feedback, good and bad, but we please ask you to be respectful because an artist did spend time on this. So we don't want to hear about how something looks like shit because that's not helpful. Okay.
That just hurt. You don't want to hear it.
Yeah, you won't want me to say that about your art. Why would you say that about somebody else's art when they put a lot of time and effort into it? So, getting there. Okay, first up, let's talk about Silkies. Now, people who have been around in the Discord, they've been there for the few times that I've come through and been like, hey, I'm going to drop kind of a crazy thing at everyone and let's see how you feel about it. We've been looking at mains, the same way we looked at builds, but we've been looking at mains and thinking about where they're going in the future, trying to have a better plan post-World Tour. Because World Tour's entire point was to just dump content on people, but then we also just got better at doing content in general. So we're thinking of the future and where we're going with all of that. One of those things is Silkies had a unfortunate, I don't even know what you call it, mistake. It's a mistake. I can't think of anything else to call it.
Well, it's kind of the same thing that I hit when I started touching the numbers for the rebalance. I was like, oh, these look great. And I completely forgot about the flip side of it all.
Yeah. So basically, Silkies ended up significantly rarer than they were ever intended to be. They were supposed to be sitting there in the same vein as the Razor Mane, but they didn't. They ended up as rare as like Barbaries and Yetis. Like they were insanely rare just by accident. The numbers themselves, if you look at Silky alone, is fine, but we forgot, specifically me and the team that were doing it, forgot about like the combos. So it didn't have as decent combos. It ended up kind of like a dead end on breeding. It didn't breed well into anything. And it just kind of got like stuck. It's not a brilliant thing, but it is what it is. So we kind of been talking about it, and that came up at the same time we were talking about doing, okay, what's our 5-year plan for mains? And it's like, well, we have to fix those numbers. Like these can't stand as they are. Silky was never meant to be like this. We do have to fix the numbers. And then what are we going to do with it? Are we going to fix the numbers and get it in line with Razor? And as we were talking, the idea came up to actually move Silky to an uncommon main and bring it on par with Rough, setting it up for future combos, the way that Rough was set up for like a Wire. Rough came out and people were like, this doesn't feel like much of a main. I don't get what's going on here, because it's the stopgap for us to jump you to Wire. And now possibly other things. But we were looking at moving Silky down into the uncommon tier, bring it in line with Rough, and then we'll use it for future mains, which I have a little info on today, but I'll have more on June 1st for you on that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the proposal that we're kind of looking at right now. So some of you will recognize these. These are our main odds. There are new charts that we have been doing to try and show you things that have similar odds. Somebody brought up that they didn't understand why something was...
It was actually Silky.
It was Silky. They were like, I don't understand why this has less of a chance than this. And then when we went and looked, we saw that actually...
It was half and long.
It was half and long, yeah. They had the exact same chance as the 3 things sitting above it in the chart. They all had the same chance. It was just done in a vertical order down. It was done in the order in which we read it from the calculators, the rollers. And it was like, oh, okay. So we were looking at a way to change these up so that you could read them a little bit better and you could understand what was actually equivalent to each other. And because with main numbers, I mean, no offense to anyone, main numbers are contentious. They're contentious when we talk about them as admins. They're contentious when we talk about them as managers. They're contentious when we talk about them as players. And we're contentious when we talk about them in any combination of those 3 groups of people. And knowing the exact numbers do not make you any more possible of getting a main. If anything, they seem to discourage people from going after certain mains. And it is what it is. So we've made the call that we're not going to give exact numbers. You can find them in the roller if you are determined enough, and we're not going to stop you. They're there. But we're not going to give you exact numbers. We're going to use this color chart. And so this blue one to the left here, is that the rare main colors?
That's what it currently is.
Those are what the current Silky numbers are, and they are in the rare main color. Basically, the blue is a slightly more condensed. Is that correct? Yes, okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean for the dead air, but I was like, I guess that's the right word for it.
Yeah, the blue condenses the numbers, so the highest number in a rare main breeding is obviously going to be lower than the highest number in a uncommon main breeding. So that's how it looks. And we condensed it just so that there would be a decent variation where you could see them.
If we did the same color scale for all of these, it was really hard to differentiate the colors between the jumps because of, like, a 5% shade jump is, like, imperceptible to our eye.
Yeah, most of the time it's imperceptible to our eye. Most people, if they're going to be colorblind, it's red-green or blue-green. And when I was looking at them and we had the big scale, I had to admit that I couldn't see the difference between certain parts of the scale. Ergo, we have linear scales. So the green has more numbers in it. There's the ranges of everything is a little bit wider in places, especially towards the top. And in the blue, it's a little smaller ranges the whole way up. And is there a purple one as well?
Yeah, purple.
And in the purple one, again, it's just the numbers are a little smaller and the ranges are a little smaller between them, but you get more of a visual variation between them. Okay? So greens are where is the big range, blue is the medium range, and purple is the small range, for lack of better wording. If you're really, really confused about that, I can type up something and I'll type it up and toss it in the chat for everyone to read. But understand it's basically the uncommon, rare, and very rare main charts. Cool. So this
is Lou a purple like you'd see on the Barbary page?
Yes, go look on the Barbary. They didn't need it for this one because it wasn't important to what we were doing here. So Silkies right now is in this blue chart. You can see where it is. It's like the top level of the blue chart. There are more blues that you would find. And then the one next to it is the new proposal of moving Silky down into the uncommon. You'll also notice that there's many more combos in play down here with bigger. Am I saying something wrong?
No, continue, sorry.
Okay, sorry. I'm watching done to make sure that I'm telling you all the truth. So you'll see there's a couple more combos in here.
The Silky chart doesn't have new combos. We haven't done those yet.
Oh, I'm talking
on rough. Yes, I got you.
Yeah. So you'll see it's got for the Silky alone. When I say combos, I meant like Silky times Curly, Silky times Yeti. It's got new numbers for everything. There's more things sitting up towards the more colorful sides of the chart.
You actually have a chance with Sphinx and Barbary.
You actually have a chance at getting a Silky when a Sphinx and a Barbary are at play. And this is what the color chart looks like. It is a significant difference to their numbers. It is. We put Silky in the blue, but in reality, they should be in the purple. By what it is. So we're taking them from like purple odds to green odds. And it brings it on line with rough. You can see that the rough is next to it. Rough main has all of the other combinations you can do that don't include a rough main to make a Silky. This Silky update has just the Silky ones, not the other mains that could pop you a Silky.
And we keep short long because that's always been how it is.
We kept short long because those have always been there and we're going to keep them in play.
Probably a good place to look is the Silky natural on the first chart and where it jumps to on the second chart.
Yes. Okay, so Dunn's pointed out here for anyone who couldn't hear. Silky natural is in the second to lowest color here. It's very light blue. You can barely see it. And then over here on the... Oh, that's right. The second to last line on the left chart, and in the middle chart, it's actually the third from the top. The color is much brighter. It's much bigger. Your chances with a Silky Nat go up significantly. It means that our Silkies are going uncommon. We've talked about it. We talked about it in chat. We want to know how you feel about it, the good and the bad, and we are interested in hearing it. We do want to know. We have had conversations about this previously, which is why we're pretty sure this is what we're doing. But it's coming in 2 phases. 1, we're going to, in June, change the Silky numbers after the May breedings have cleared. So no May breeding is affected by it. And in June, you will have the new Silky numbers in play. Additionally, in December, we are going to do a main rebalance like we did the build rebalance. And as you all recall, a rebalance means there's good and there's bad. We don't know what it is yet, but we are going to do a rebalance. And with that rebalance, we will be thinking about the next 5 years of mains at the same time. We've started the process for it where we're making the plan. We think we know what we're going to do, and all of the numbers would change. So for now, Silky X whatever and long short, those numbers are getting changed in June. The other combos to bring Silky perfectly in line with the rough mane, where it'll have all those other different sorts of combos over there, that will happen in December when we do our group close and we do like those big changes in general. So that'll be happening there, and we'll get all those combos in. So it'll be sitting in this spot where it's uncommon, and when you're breeding with a Silky, your numbers will be super up. And then in December, you'll have a better chance of dropping it from other mains. Okay, I'm going to pause this for a second, and I'm going to ask any questions about the Silkies going to uncommon. And after that, we're going to talk about the future of mains, and I'm going to give you a teeny tiny sneak peek of Toko anniversary announcements.
That's a lie.
It is a teeny tiny sneak peek.
No, it's not next on the agenda.
Isn't it? Oh, done moved my agenda on me. You're all going to have to wait. So let me go check and see if there's questions over in the Discord. Give me just a second. My dear Dun had to run to the door, so I got to be in charge of myself for a moment. That's dangerous. Okay, podcast questions. Here we go. Like with Bruff, will there be other listings on how to get Silky Manes? Or is this all? In December. In December, I will add that, I will add all of those extra combos you're talking about to the rough mane, or to the Silky Mane, like this rough
An hour later.
So that'll be in December. We'll get the second half of bringing it down into uncommon, which will be all of the extra combos of non-Silky breedings that pop Silkies. So that'll be December. If Silky's going... Yes, if Silkies go uncommon, we'll be able to make them using semi-customs. Yes, starting in June, you'll be able to do that. There is no reason we'll hold it back for anything else. Silkies will go on to the uncommons, just like roughs have currently gone on to the uncommons. And I don't think... There's conversations about other various things we're doing about semis, but I have no real update there, so I'm not going to give you guys a hint of something that I haven't even agreed we'll do yet. That's just unfair. But yes, Silkies will go on to the uncommons. All right, I'm going to give it a second to see if anyone else is typing and take a drink of my drink. Peppermint.
I can watch podcast questions and come back.
Okay, wonderful. Dun's back. All right. So, give me a second. I have to, move some stuff around because apparently Dun moved some stuff around on me.
Well, I mean, if you want to save that for later, you can. I'll move it on the agenda.
No. We're good. I moved my stuff around. All right. So, in the topic of mains still, you're going to find out that we're talking a lot about them today. So, in the topic of mains, you'll recall that rough mane had a awesome glow up. Everyone knows there was a couple reasons behind it. One of them was I was just sick of listening to it. So I heard you. We fixed it. It took a bit, but we got there. So in the topic of that, and rough mane getting glow up, and us obviously looking at manes as a whole over the last couple months, which has been an eye-opener for a couple things I learned about manes. I was like, I'm sorry, what now? But in doing that, we were looking at all aspects of manes. So rough mane got a glow up, and we are now having a conversation about half mane and short mane also getting a glow up. We know that half mane and short mane are very beloved by the group. The numbers show us that they are loved by the group. So we're not looking for this to be new.
Dramatic?
Yeah, this is not New Lines 2.0 or 2.3 or whatever the heck it would be, because I don't remember what that project was called.
We're on V3 of our PSTs.
Okay, so, but I recall the time when we tried to do new Dakota lines and it kind of just went sideways. We're not looking to have that happen again.
It says it's 2.0.
Yeah, it was 2.0, thank you. Like, it was hard on everybody, and so we're going to introduce you to the idea that we've had to do the glow up for half mane and short mane, and then I really encourage everyone to go and tell us how you feel. Yes, it was. I know it's an understatement. To tell us how you feel about it, because if the majority of the group is like, no, I want them to remain the same, cool, awesome, fine, not a problem for us. We're just trying to do something we think would be fun and give a little more distinction to the half and the short, so they feel a little less like edited natural manes.
I think we should start with half, because the half variant, or the half updates are very subtle.
I think they're very subtle.
Short's probably the bigger one.
We're not redesigning the mane. We're just giving it a glow up. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a first look at half. So our dearest Daff came in and she did a couple updates to the mane itself. She gave them their own tail and a little cheek fluff edit as well. I personally think it's very cute. That being said, I know that I'm also not like the biggest half mane fan in the world, so it being changed isn't a huge deal to me. But many of our admins who adore the half mane have also seen it and they've really liked it. This is not going into effect in June, anybody. Please don't think that that's happening. This is not a sudden change. And this doesn't mean that you can never use the old lines. We'll just go with the same rules we always do. Makeover token, you can use the old lines. You're good to go. But this is the half mane. Again, I think it's super cute. I'm very interested in everyone's opinion about it. Please remember to be respectful. No one is trying to crush something you love. We are just having an open group-wide conversation about it.
Yes, the adjustment on the mane was made to mimic what happened on Toki and half mane dyers. That little bit on the shoulder.
Exactly. That's what that little there's for, so it mimics the other manes that currently exist, which all of those were made after. Half mane and short mane are...
Half mane has a unique silhouette, but short mane definitely suffered sometimes from like, is that a gnat or a short?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was like, that's a different mane? It took them like 6 months to convince me it was a different mane. So this is the glow up for half mane. Again, I encourage everyone to give your opinion in podcast feedback. I might make a separate thread just for, the main feedback in general, so I can keep it all in one place. And then I also have the short mane glow up. This one is more different than our our current short mane. There is more differences. We've gone through a couple iterations on it. Your feedback is highly welcomed. So this would be the new short mane. They have their own they've got their own back fluff and a new tail. They have a different flow to their mane along the sides to give it just a little more difference from that gnat mane. And then you can see that their cheeks are actually significantly different. They no longer just have the natural mane cheeks. They have their own little fluffy cheeks. And this would play into something that we will be doing with the future of manes, where short mane is actually now going to move into the chain towards Sphinx. More so than halfies will still be there, but halfies are in the chains towards like Razor and Barbary. Whereas short is going to be moving into the chain towards Sphinx and...
You okay?
Yeah, I'm totally fine. I did not say the name of a new mane at all.
Oh my god, how did I miss that?
So this is the short. We know it's a lot more different. We've gone through quite a few more variations on this one. Again, I think it's super cute, but I want to know how the group feels about it, because people who love their short manes love their short manes. And no one is trying to crush something that you love. Even if we make this change, you could still just use the old manes with a makeover token. Mm-hmm. Same as always. These will not be getting new physical traits unless we see something and think, oh, they actually do need new physical traits for something specific.
Yeah. Probably we'll have to do some like tweaks to make sure lines line up, but I don't think we'll be getting fully redrawn.
No. We'll refit them if we need to, but they won't be completely redrawn for any reason. Unless our lovely DC dad comes in and says, no, that tail now needs to be drawn because now it's 3 times longer than it was before. Oh, okay, sure. So those are our glow up suggestions for half and short. We will be putting those into the Tokoversary news as well, so that the group as a whole will get a blast about it and they can come back and then let us know. This, if it is well received, will be happening sometime in quarter 3, quarter 4 of the year. If it's not well received, we'll let you know that it wasn't well received and that we won't be doing it. You'll see it in the news. And again, it's not a big deal. Like, no admin's going to be mad that you didn't like it and that the group decided not to do it. We're just trying to do something fun. I hope it's been made clear to everyone this is not being forced on you, so just let us know how you feel and majority rules on this case. Okay. Cool.
Seer has come in to say they're very excited to smush the old and new lines together. Seer is a master of those.
She is. All right. Let me go ahead and take questions on the glow-ups.
They do look exceptionally glowy.
They do, actually. Especially right now. I should really always have a drink when we're doing a podcast because my throat is dead by the end of these.
Yeah.
We get any questions?
Somebody's typing.
Oh.
I tried to tell you to order coffee earlier, but, well, we also intended to go out for it. Will we be able to move over to new lines for free, or will it require a makeover token?
Oh, you can move to the new lines for free.
I think we're aiming to do much like we did with Rough.
Mm-hmm. You can just go to the import update, and as long as the markings haven't changed, no issue. You can move to the new lines for free.
Whether that'll be like a 3 to 6 month period like we've done in the past, we'll let you guys know when we decide if we're doing them.
Exactly. We'll let you know the time frame on that. You will have plenty of time to make it happen. Like if we drop them in September, it'll probably be through the end of the year sort of thing.
Or into January, since December's a dead month.
Yeah, December is a dead month. That's true. So probably through January. But we'll figure it out based on when we drop them and how active it is and people wanting to update. But I'm heartened to hear that, no one's just screaming at us and they're all just like, oh, okay. Yeah. Let's sit and think about it. I really appreciate that the community actually sits and thinks about things we ask them to these days.
Yeah, Podcast Chatter is going with, there's definitely more different opinions on short, but it is a bigger update.
Oh, it's definitely a bigger update. But I really appreciate that these days in Tokos, when I say, here it is, please think about it and let me know, people do. And we don't just have a screaming match from day one. I super adore it that you guys do that. It's really good. It makes me feel good about doing things like this, knowing that I'm allowed to try it, be wrong, and not everyone's walking off. So, all right. Now, I'm super excited about this because y'all recall that about 2 years ago, a year ago, how long ago?
Was it are you asking about the contest? That was just last year.
The contest was last year. So it would have been last January, I showed up and said, I have a 5-year plan for builds. And I'd already made some of them, which were Taquinos and Harm.
No, Taquinos came after. Tokaras were 2020, when we were working on World Tour.
Yeah.
They were always World Tour. And
they were done-ish. Basically, they're definitely done now, okay? They're definitely done now. Don't worry about it, they're done. So they were good. And then Taquinos came together for last December and we got them out the door. But last anniversary, I showed up with a 5-year build plan, which I sold the managers on. and then I hyped the admins on, and then we presented to everybody last June, and everyone has been super hype about it. Everyone is very happy to see Tokara. Everyone's been happy to see Takino, and even if they're not your favorite, everyone's still been like, cool, I'm glad somebody else liked it, and we're going forward, and we still have more to come on that. I think we have 4 more.
Let me go take a look at the folder. I think you are correct.
I think we have 4 more, one of which is in progress right now, and then we'll be going from there. So, given that I had to look at the main numbers while we were doing a big update for Wire and Dakino and all that sort of stuff, I was like, well, why don't we just do the same thing? And I got the other 2 dads in place. I got Cray and I got Daft together, and I was like, I'm going to tell you a crazy idea, and I just want you to let me finish it before you say no. But they did not say no. They said yes. So we came up
pretty quickly at that.
Actually, they said yes pretty quickly. So we've agreed on basically a 5-year plan for mains. And that means new mains that are coming, how other mains are going to fall into different chains for them. And I have a preview of the chart, and the full chart will be dropped for Toko Anniversary. But with names. For now, you may all look upon this chart that we're coming up with right here. So Nat sits in the middle. It is our lovely little common main. As you can see, it's yellow. And then you'll notice that Short, Rough, Silky, and Half are on there as green. And that we have 2 empty green spots sitting there. From there, we move up to, you can see Razor, Long, and Sphinx. And another 3 empty rare main bubbles. And from there, we move up to those very rares. Is it very rare or extremely rare? What are we using there?
I think we use very rare.
Okay, very rare.
I'm gonna go double check now, because we have still not fixed our mini rarity scales.
Yeah, we're trying to get them all in line together. You can see
Extremely rare.
It's extremely rare? Okay. So, you can see we have Wire, Curly, Barbary in those purple, and we have 4 more purple dots. That's how many mains we have planned. And
did you accidentally delete Yeti?
Did I?
I think that's what happened.
Oh, and Yeti. Okay, so it's 3 purple, and Yeti is one of those purple ones. My apologies. I must have accidentally deleted it when I was deleting other names. So, there are 3 more purple, and I'm pretty sure Yeti is up in that top right corner.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
I think it's the one along the line with more. So yeah. It's top quadrant, the further one to more.
Top quadrant, the one closest to the more line, that was purple. That's Yeti. So it's 3 new purple ones. My apologies. Confusing everyone.
You confused me too, because I'm like, why do I only have 3? Who did you downgrade?
Yeah. I was like, So, whoops. And when I say that we have these planned, I mean that we have full red-lined and agreed-upon versions of every single one of these mains. Some of them, I even have slightly more than a red-line version. I have, refined base Nat sketches, base Dakota sketches for them. And we have names and the beginnings of the chains. That chart will be on Tokoversary, where you can see, it's like a crazy line, you'll start at Nat main, and then you'll just go out and be like, well, this is crazy.
I mean, I guess if you want to have a spoiler, because it's you could explain the move of Silky down for that chain.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so I told you all that Silky's getting dropped. And Silky's getting dropped because, I closed it. Why?
I know this.
Okay, yes. But I don't trust myself not to say something silly while telling people in a podcast. Okay?
That is fair.
Okay. Cool. All right, so I found it. So Silky is in the bottom right quadrant right now. And you see that you can see Silky and Long. Silky is going to be moving into the Long combo. And that means Silkies will be good for breeding Longs. And then when you breed, is it Silky and Long together?
I don't know if we figured that one out.
There will be a combo with Silky that will produce a main called Strand. And you've heard about Strand a little bit before. It's one of those blue ones. And then long and strand will be in the chain up to something called, oh, is that an accurate name? I think
we changed that again.
That's not an accurate name. We'll be in a chain up to one of our extremely rares, which you will learn the name of in...
I'm looking at you.
I don't want to say it because it's not the right name sitting there. I'm not going to say it. Because what if I say the wrong name? Right? So they will be in a chain heading up to one of the very rare, or the extremely rare mains that we will be adding. And I think they're actually towards my new favorite. I think it will be my new favorite main. And I'm positive I know the name of it, but I'm not doing it.
I'm watching you.
She's staring at me. I'm not going to do it. So yeah, that's where those are going. And this is our main chart. This will be filled in with the official names and a couple extra pieces when we push it for Toko anniversary.
Hi, Caesar.
Hi, Caesar.
It's not a podcast without you.
Nope, it's not. Caesar wanders through. So.
I saw that.
I have no idea what you just saw. So, that's where mains are. If you have questions about the main chart that are not specifically what are the mains going to be and what are they called, please ask away.
I should have directed you to do the short chain instead of that one.
You really should have, but you didn't.
I did not.
You didn't think that through.
Nope.
We got any questions coming up?
Yep. Will the new mains include hybrid mains like a curly half or a long barb?
Nope. They will not. I can tell you that right now. They will not. I say that so deadpanly because I have another thing to tell you later. I can guarantee you these are not combo mains. These are all new, unique mains.
They all have their own silhouette, their own shtick.
Exactly. And they'll be dropping over the next 5 years because Daff almost made me swear in blood that it would be 5 years and not this year. And I was like, it can't be this year. We have too much going on.
Shadow has another question on hybrid mains, but I'm going to defer that because you just kind of answered it.
Cool. I'm going to go ahead and let that be deferred. I'll talk about it later. All right. So.
I'm shocked you didn't do your spoilers.
I'm moving on to them right now.
I know. I mean, terrible you.
Yeah, so terrible. All right. And I decided on this podcast that I'm going to fill in the blanks for those 2 green uncommon mains. I'm going to show you the main, and then I'm going to let you guess what its name is, because that will amuse me.
You are cruel.
So, first up, here is one of our new uncommons. The red line for it. No, this is not the raffle. The raffle's coming later.
But damn, we should have kept this for the raffle. Shadow is correct.
We should have kept it for the raffle. Missed opportunity. But as you can see, this is a new main. It's not a combo of any other mains. It is an entirely new concept. And we're going a little back and forth. This actually came in from the main contest. Somebody put in a version of this.
Actually, I think most, if all but one of our new mains came from the main contest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did use that. That's what we went back to when we were finding all of our bits and pieces and some ideas. People asked for certain things, and we took the general ask and made something that would work for Tokos out of it. Mm-hmm. So for this one, it's possibility. I'm really hoping Cray doesn't come around and try and stab me for saying this. But as you can see, it almost looks like there's 2 distinct mains there. So there's possibility this could have 2 distinct colors. We're still working out those details about this particular uncommon.
I think they've all figured it out, that it's bison.
Yes, this is bison. I'm looking at chat where they're calling it buffalo, rooster, and hyena.
Oh, I'm watching Discord where they're all doing the bison
yes.
joke.
So this will be the bison main. It will be a new uncommon. It'll be in its own chains going on as well. All right. And then I'm going to move on to the second uncommon that will be coming sometime in the next 5 years. Yeah. Yeah, we really did that. That's happening. I hope it amuses you all as much as it amuses me. So this one is 100% like under mane, where it's the cheeks and the mane going down with a pretty smooth top, very similar to how a sphinx is. And again, the little sphinx tail, similar to how bison was redlined up as well.
Okay, I know we've got this name, but I'm throwing that name out, and this is now the Santa mane Perlock.
No.
Yes.
No. It has a name. None of you are guessing it so far, but good job trying. Mm-hmm. Admins who know the name, you're not supposed to guess. All right, so while you all sit there and guess the name of this, I'm going to talk about something that has come up before. So it literally just came up in this podcast. Is there going to be something such as a curly half mane or a, I don't remember what the other example was.
Long barb.
Or like a long barb. And the answer is we're not making new manes for those because they're basically like edits of an existing mane, but they're edits that push the limits of what you're really allowed to edit on a mane.
And the silhouette's not different, really, technically.
No. So like if you put a half mane next to I think they called it the royal halfy before. That was like one of the names that came up for it, which was the curly halfy. You put them next to each other, they look the same. It just looks like a line edited version of this. So what we are going to do is create something called mane variants. And mane variants would be, if you would to breed like a half mane and a curly together, there is a chance that you're going to get a variant, which is a half mane with a curly half mane. And it's line art that we will be creating. They're called variants. We are still a little fuzzy on exactly how it's going to work, if it's going to be like mutation numbers.
If it's going to be hereditary, or if it's going to be soul pool.
Yeah, if it's going to be hereditary, or if it's something that you can apply with like a soul pool item of some sort.
Or water, whatever.
Yeah. So we are talking about the exact on how that will be. The first one that will be coming out will be the Royal Happy, which will be the curly half mane. And that will be coming in.
You have a line of shocked Pikachu right now.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh, did they really think I would never do it?
I guess.
Oh, yeah, no. I had to find a way to do it. They weren't worthy of another mane, okay? The truth is they're not worthy of doing an entire set of manes. They're not going to get new physical traits. They're not going to get new this. They're not going to get new that. They don't have special custom tails. They're just going to be significant edits to a current mane as group-owned art assets that we will create, we will put up, and however we make the decision of hereditary, mutation, lineage, or soul pool, elemental heart, whatever we do, it'll be there. And then you'll be able to apply it or breed it onto your like half mane kid, and it'll have the curly mane. And we will not be doing every possible combination.
Because that would be,
that would be insane. We will be doing some very much wanted combinations. Like maybe a little more curly yeti. Or a,
I think the sheep ones come up before.
The sheep ones come up before, yeah.
It's like too close to the barb silhouette, but it's got the curly-ish fur.
Exactly. So we're talking about doing those. They will be coming out as we have time, as we have a concept put together, as it gets signed off on. Because obviously they take time, art, and money to get done. But those will be called mane variants. They're not new manes, and so they can have their own fun, silly little names that we'll come up with or such. Or we'll just call it a half mane with a curly variant and let people call it whatever the heck they want, you know? We'll come up with that, but the first one will be in December. If you do your cards or whatever correctly, you'll get them. Okay? So those will be mane variants. And now, I will take questions on that.
Wow, you're not going to tell them the name of this mane?
Oh, well, yeah, this was the caribou. Apologies. I totally forgot that we were talking about that.
Can we still do line edits that would mimic those kind of variants? For example, I have a long mane that has a bunch of curls in her mane. Or would those be too close to mimicking the variants, or would edits like that still be allowed? That's something we're still talking out with Cray. It very much falls into the physical traits, like we allowed beard edits without the physical trait, but now that it exists, you need to put beard on your Toko. Which is why the variance being possibly something that can be applied is on the table.
Exactly. We don't know. We're still working it out. We've given ourselves to December. It may work with physical trait rules where if you did it before this came out, cool. No one's going to make you undo it. But if you want the breeding benefit of it, then you would need to go and apply things.
Someone's asking if they can vote an item used to do the hybrid mix is 6 shampoo. Sick already has their decor item. It's the stone.
Yeah, 6 got their stuff. I don't think we would want to...
I don't know who doesn't have one at this point.
No one. They've all got one.
They've all got one, so we'd probably start delving into the new regional
delving
spirits.
into the new deities, or we'll tie it to Soul Pool, you know?
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, so we admit things are still a little up in the air about variants. We've given ourselves to December to kind of figure out how we're going to do it, but we're telling people that it's happening, it's coming. Even in the main contest, people were putting in curly halfies, and I'm like, it's not that I don't like this. It's that it's a lot of work to make a new main, and this isn't really a new main.
The other one is the kind of like talked about is the wavy long manes.
Yeah, the wavy long manes. People super like them. And it's like a lot of things. There are artists who are 100% capable of doing these things on their own, but as a majority, our group is not. So if we make it and we make art assets, then everyone can enjoy it, and the people who are capable are still allowed to do their own edits. They don't have to use our edit. Like curl bobs.
Praise curl bobs.
Alrighty. Any other questions?
Nope, I think we're good.
Alright, we're sailing through this pretty well today.
You say that and we're 40 minutes in, you know that, right?
Yeah, look what we got through in 40 minutes.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, thank you. Acting like we didn't make any, stuff. Alright, why did I put these so out of order?
I don't know. I tried to send them to you in order, but we see how that went.
Yeah, I can't be trusted. Okay, so next news. We got some Soul Pool changes coming. And this is probably not going to shock anyone who pays any attention to Discord. But I'm going to talk about it anyway. So, we have 2 new items coming that will be craftable. The Spirit Trap and the Soul Tome. I should probably have said the Soul Tome and the Spirit Trap, because that's the order in which you were looking at these items. What? You wrote it opposite!
Yeah.
So, this is happening. We've talked about this for the last, I don't even know how many months. Year. People have asked me for certain bonuses, and my answer has been no. Spirit Dove is my reasoning. Spirit Dove is my reasoning because every big breeding in the game has Spirit Doves, because everyone just creature cages them around. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. But it stops me from making other bonuses because I don't want every big breeding in the game to be stacked on for the cost of 1 elemental heart. So, what we will be doing is we will be creating a Soul Tome and a Spirit Trap, which will be legendary craftables. As you see, we have the art for them, and the recipes will be getting put together as soon as I actually remember to ask Cash for them.
Well, some of them are, I believe I had this slated to use some of the new gardening stuff.
Yes, some of them you did have them slated to use some of the new gardening stuff. We need to double check what that was standing on these 2.
Yeah, and because gardening got we'll touch on that.
Yeah.
We will make sure that these are still accessible next month.
Yeah, they'll still be accessible next month one way or another. What these will be is any companions that came from an elemental heart will require a Spirit Trap to be removed and put back into your bank, rather than a creature cage. Creature cage will still work on all the other companions, but they will not work on Soul Pool companions.
So that'd be the Elemental, Spirit Dove, Firefly. Those are only 3 right now, I think.
Yeah, those are the only ones that exist. So, let's see, so that's Spirit Dove, Firefly, that one. And it opens me up for making new ones in the future as well, knowing that there will be a significant cost to moving them. Creature cage isn't enough of a cost to pull it over. And as one of those people who enjoyed the benefits of CG for so long, trust me, it was not difficult. So, Yeah. And at this point, it'll be moved, and then the spirit traps will have a limited number of crafts a month, and that'll be that. So it'll definitely cut down on that and require you to spend more elemental hearts. Yes, that is the entire point. It will require you to spend more elemental hearts, which means I can easily give you better bonuses. Yeah.
I see what you did there.
I have no idea what you're talking about. And then the spirit tome, or the soul tome, will allow you to move or soul pool traits. Currently, you can't trait tome them off in any way, shape, or form. You can't do any of that. But soul tome will allow you to do that. So you'll be able to move blessed from one toko to another. You'll be able to move the sights from one toko to another. Mimic will be allowed to be moved, but again, it will be a legendary craft. It will require, you can only get so many of them, and that is where we'll be looking at there. With that in mind, anyone who was here for one of our previous bonding podcasts, we said that you would need to be spending an elemental heart to get like a soul pool trait on something for level 3 bonding. With this change happening, that requirement will be changing, that you have to spend a soul pool, or you have to spend an elemental heart to unlock an extra companion or an extra trait slot instead. Those will be the only two ways in which you can spend one, because now one trait could be moved between multiple tokos. So that was taken into consideration when we made this change. There you go. All right. Any questions about the soul tome or the spirit trap?
We have a main variant question.
Oh, I'll answer the main variant question too.
Using the curly long mane as an example, will we not be allowed to make curly long mane edits on normal long manes without the curly long, or are the variants meant to be an optional feature for any long mane? We kind of touched on this. Those rules aren't in place yet.
They're not in place yet, but when they are in place, it will likely work like the physical traits. You can't make it without it, but we're thinking of making it in a manner in which you can apply it via an item rather than having to guarantee you breed for it. And much like physical traits, even if you bred for the variant, you wouldn't have to use the variant because you don't have to use tall ears even if you breed for tall ears. Mm-hmm. So yes, it would work like that. Most likely. And we will have the final announcement on it before December.
Let's see. So, let me mark that. Had to walk away for a second. Does Soul Tome work on downgrading upgraded traits like...
Nope. I know what you're asking before she even finished the question. You cannot move Superstar 2 from one toko to another. No.
And Superstar 2 is the reason for that.
Yeah. Although, that being said, because they can't do that, those heart increased traits, we can continue to allow them.
That is true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the upgraded traits like Nanook's Shadow and everything don't really cause problems, but moving Superstar 2 around will make a lot of problems.
It will cause a lot of headaches for a lot of people, so the answer is no. Those are still locked. We are talking the traits you purchase, such as Elemental Sight, Fragmented Sight, Runic Sight, Mimic, Blessed, Predator. Those ones. All right. Any other questions popping through there?
No, don't see any.
We are going to be making this change. Oh yeah. We are going to be introducing these items in June. I am likely going to give the grace period of June for you to retrieve your spirit doves with the creature cage. But after that, it's done. And
that'll go in the news.
That'll go in the news.
I think we gave a warning this month. I will double check that.
Double check. We gave a warning. If we gave a warning this month, then I'm probably not going to give that grace period. But if we haven't, then I will have to give that grace period. It's only fair that you all get at least a month to pull your spirit doves at the cheaper price. But until the spirit trap is the only possible way.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it went.
Yeah, I had a feeling it hadn't, which is why I know June, we're going to have to give them their June. Mm-hmm. But in June, we may announce some new soul pool companions with some new abilities. But until the spirit trap is the only way things can be moved around, they won't be purchasable. Sorry. That's kind of just how it is. Spirit Trap needs to be the only way for it to work before I can allow these 2 new ones into the pool.
I wonder if we could set a thing so where we could... The coding in my head is already like...
I know what you're about to ask. Is there a way we can make it so you can only remove Spirit Dove with Creature Cache, but not the new ones? I don't want to code that.
Maybe I'll ask Ree.
Yeah, you ask Ree. She might be willing to. All right. Oh, it's raffle time. Woo! Oh, hi.
Send you the...
You did not. You did not.
All right. Well, let me...
Dunn did not send me the Toko we are raffling off. For shame.
Now I have.
Oh, now you... Super helpful. How am I going to display it?
Go put it in your thing.
Give me a second. Hold on. I know how we're going to do it. Da-da-da. Welcome to my desktop. You didn't see that. And then...
Can we see your desktop? Oh my god, you can.
Yeah. This is the Toko, which we'll be raffling off. This lovely little wire. All right, so, what should our question be?
Well, we've been all about mains lately, so I guess something in that vein.
Yeah, they can take a shot in the dark at what one of our new mains will be.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't accidentally just flash them the code names for all of them.
Oh my god, what? I looked away for 5 seconds.
Yeah, well, that's what my browser was on when I moved over there. But in all fairness, most of them were the code names and not the real names.
Oh my god.
Because we renamed it all, but I hadn't renamed it on the slide yet. All right, so raffle channel, you've got 15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes. Tell me what you think one of the new mains will be with its name.
That's kind of ruined. I didn't realize you showed the chart, nerd.
I still think it's amusing. They're the wrong names. They are. Like, only the ones that I've actually verified were by the right names because the chart I showed them had all of the code names before we named them.
Jeez. I swear to you. I swear.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right. So, let's move on to... this is not a bad part of the podcast. It's a slightly demoralizing part for some of the admins, but it's not bad. You know that we have a ton of projects always a go. One of them is gardening, one of them is the bonding trait updates, one of them is constellations, one of them is adventures, one of them is world tour, and last year, someone who was carrying a ton of the load just decided that they were done and they walked away, and it's just kind of what it was. So, with them, we also then had a couple other people who were just done, and sadly, they were all linchpins in our systems that we were working on, which meant we've had to slowly pick them back up. We've had to slowly get them back on track, and not all of them are back on track at this point. But we are finally making progress. So gardening is moving. The art assets are coming in. It's slow going.
You should probably switch the slides so they can enjoy that.
Oh yeah, at least let them enjoy it. Enjoy all of the different art assets that are coming in from gardening, from all of our many different artists. So you'll see we have lots of cool styles going on here. I kind of love it. But gardening is moving. Art assets are coming in. Code is going slow, but it's happening. So gardening is moving. That project is at least making some progress, and things that are part of that project will be involved in crafting and other things from there. So that's happening, and some of the pages are starting to fall into place. Ree has graciously stepped up to help me build gardening now that she's gotten World Tour moving forward as well. She's handled a lot of the Fosphere coding and leadership work to get that moving, and she's graciously agreed to come and help me in gardening so that we can start getting it moving. But gardening is still slow going. There's a lot there. It's a big system, and we said we were going to do it, but it's happening. So that's happening. Constellations is still delayed. It's behind a couple other projects. Until adventures and bonding have been done, it's not moving forward. Adventures is making some actual progress. Again, Ree has stepped up to help with a ton of the code stuff. So I'm going to pop us to this one real quick. She has started building some of the adventure allocation screens because Tokos and adventures are obviously going to have stats. So she has started working on these. This screen actually looks really great. It's got everything that we need on it, other than we need to create an item and name it and wire that in. But
Ellie is working on coding or getting the first adventures put together.
Thank you. Ellie has graciously also agreed to take what was given to us before our adventure team just
kind of fell apart.
Yeah, they fell apart. There was a ton of different reasons that it happened. None of them were evil. Everyone just has a life. But the team fell apart, and it kind of fell onto me and Dunn to pick the team up and get it moving. Well, guess how many other things we had going on, right? So now that we have a ton of new halftime admins in, I say halftime knowing that's not really a true statement at all. Not remotely, but we have a bunch of admins whose entire job it is to pick up these projects and move them along. So Ellie is working on building the adventures, Ree is working on building the screens for these adventures, and likely Ree or myself will be doing the APIs to move between the adventures in this, because they're not going to use the World Tour one either. But we're working on those adventures.
I feel KH. Hashtag project management struggles so much.
Oh my gosh, yes. So those are moving. Gardening, we had a ton of community artists come in and just start smashing out that list of like 80 different plants that we needed.
There's more than 80 on that list.
It's a huge list.
Close to 100.
It's a huge list. Can is working on all of the tools. And I believe she has the UI stuff. I need to double check with her if she's got the UI stuff. If not, I need to go and find someone to do that. But like that stuff is moving along. The code is going to fall into place, but gardening's moving slow. I'm sorry. I can't move any faster. I'm not going to go into it too much, but understand May was pretty crazy for me. And admins know because they mostly got told about it, but I'm only just a functional person again, so I'm getting back on the horse to get our coding moving once more, but May was a month that was really rough on me, and I'm the person leading these things, so they did get delayed based on that. We basically lost 2 weeks of time. So that's happening, but we are sort of moving forward there. Adventure is moving forward. Adventure is linked to bonding. Once we have these first adventure pieces, bonding level 2 can go out. After bonding level 2 goes out, we can work on bonding level 3, and then after that, we can work on constellations. So that train is moving again. Slowly, but it has left the station once more. And then I'll be trying to be heads down on gardening so we can get that out pretty soon too. So that's kind of where we're sitting. It's not great news. It's not terrible news. It's just, for me, it's a little demoralizing because I would have liked these things to be further along than they are, but it's the only person I can think to blame would even be myself. It's no other admins. I'm the one who wasn't really there.
I mean, I guess you can put some blame on me for not keeping you on task more.
Okay, you were not going to keep me on task that Friday night.
Yeah, but other times, I will 50-50 share this blame with you. That's my job. I am the Jill manager.
You are. Yeah, so that's where that stuff stands. How long does my raffle have left?
We've got another 5 minutes.
Okay, another 5 minutes. Cool. So,
Or no, actually, wow. 2:34, so that'd be 40. We got 10 minutes still.
We got 10 minutes still? Wow, that started later than I thought it did. That took far less time than I thought it was going to take. Huh. All right, then. So, this is where we're standing on these projects. If you have questions about these projects that I'm talking about, please feel free to ask them. I have plenty of time to answer them. We knew this wasn't going to be a crazy big podcast.
I have an update for your adventure.
Oh?
I don't think you knew, because I think Ree's listening to us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she is.
Adventure API, they have the code written. Just working on a super short test adventure to test it and see which bits don't work.
Oh, sweet. So the API, which doesn't mean a lot for a lot of people, but it's how the adventures talk to the Tokos. It's how they kind of share data and they do updates between them without slowing down the adventures or the adventures slowing down the Tokos. So that's what the API is for. They talk to each other. It turns out that we have a test API already up and running, and they're just working on a small adventure to test it against, which means that project is rolling way faster than I thought it was. But that's a good thing. That's awesome. All right, then. Any questions pop up? About gardening, constellations, adventures, bonding. I think those are the big 4 that we've got going.
I guess I technically missed one back on Soul Tome and Spirit Trap. Yo, dog, what are those background images?
I have no idea what you're talking about. There is no background images. I am not doing spoilers at all.
I can't believe you slipped those past me.
You should have been paying better attention. I wonder what they do. She's giving me a look, y'all. She's giving me a look.
Sus.
I mean, I know what they do.
I also know what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you'll cause a minor riot if you say what the one does, at least.
Well, I feel like if I say what one of them does, they'll get on board with Spirit Trap being out sooner.
I guess that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's fair.
One of these is for REs, and the other is for breeding. I'll let you all figure out which one's which, because you might stop and go, but that's a jackalope. So we already have rabbits in breeding. Is that breeding or is that REs? Who knows? I mean, I know. The other admins know. Oh dear.
Someone guessed it.
Oh, did they now?
Yeah.
And not admin? Or previous admin?
Nope.
Wow. Apparently one of y'all guessed it. Congrats. You broke Dunn. She's laughing over here.
Oh my god, okay.
I mean, it was pretty obvious. Look at that flowy mane. Is there screaming?
There's an O. Oh my god. You got me good.
I did. I walked you right into it too. It was so good.
I was reading raffle entries because I like Rees and I want to propose a new main. But then you distracted me.
I did.
But can I have a super spiky, like Beyond Razors into Jolteon style main, please?
No.
But I already have one, so why don't we just make a whole main based on it?
Yeah, I've seen it. I don't know how it passed DC. I do not know how that passed DC. I was like, well, that's coming back. What?
Ooh, you still got 5 minutes on this raffle, apparently.
I do. So I have to fill their time with 5 minutes? I mean, but it's me. Is that safe?
You still have a point on your agenda.
I do, but I was waiting until after the raffle for it.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah. Because it's a really cool point on my agenda.
Did I count this right? Am I just... Okay, no. So I did podcast raffle start at 33.
Yeah.
People are posting at 34.
Yeah.
So it'll be 39, 49. Okay, so we got 3 minutes.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. When you were telling me there's 10 minutes, I was like, there's no way I went through that in 5 minutes.
Nailed it.
5 minutes, yeah, it is incredible.
Says go back to your desktop. Nope.
All the things that are on my desktop? Yeah, actually, all the things that are on my desktop. Hold on. Pretty sure. Yeah, no, that's safe. Those are safe. So. I'm
pretty sus of this.
Let's see.
Seer's asking for a small, sneaky peek of some of the other main red lines.
Oh, look. We got some main numbers. Pretty sure over here that's agendas. We got the next region adventure documentation. We got gardening asset lists. That's just lunacy. And then, Dakota main chart diagrams. Our database. Yeah, most of my tabs have something to do with all of you. Yep.
Oh, Zeke's laughing at you having the tab open.
Oh, yeah. I got myself a Lear, so I'm got some tabs open, and I'm playing around with some stuff. You know, I can't say anything because I refuse to put pressure on them to do anything, so I must keep all my mouth shut about that.
All your mouth.
All my mouth shut about that. And then hold on, I'm going to turn this desktop off for a second because I'm going to go get something else to show you. Dun-da-dum. Dun-da-dum.
Rough puffo-woo. Yeah, I'm sorry. You can tell which agendas I was responsible for writing.
Yeah. Yeah. I let her read. I let her write my agenda once. All right. I found what I was looking for. But I didn't want to go like searching through admin chat, so.
That's after she shut down most of her programs.
Oh, I did actually. I shut down like about 60 tabs in all my programs. Dun dun dun!
I swear you.
Well, you shouldn't have left it somewhere that I could easily get to it.
I keep all the admin stuff together.
Yes, I know, and I could easily get to it because you're so organized.
Ugh.
If you didn't want it to be spoilered, you should have put it somewhere that wasn't easy to get to.
I'm gonna go close this raffle. You keep getting one over on me today.
That's probably for the best.
Actually, I think I've got like seconds left before I close this.
Yeah. Yes. I saw it in the main contest, and I was like, I feel like this is the natural progression of Sphinx. We can do this.
I mean...
I just had to get somebody who could do it right.
Well, if you go back to the main chart, you can, I guess, since you've shown it, point at what niche it's filling.
Oh, yeah. Give me a second. Let me make sure I'm just on the correct thing.
You have a slide.
Oh, I have a slide?
You have a slide with this. You can just point at it. Well, you can't point at it. You know what I mean.
Okay, yeah. I know what you mean. Okay, so I know where it's going. Yeah, give me a second. Let me pull the slide up. Main charts. So, as you can see, Sphinx is in the left lower corner. It's that little blue one right there. This main will be sitting right here above it. That's right. It will be one of our very rares. It'll be coming soon. It's a wrinkly child. All right.
I'm rolling it right now. Give me a minute.
She's rolling because she knows if she does not roll it right now, I will pick another one and I will just show you the red lines for it because I am who I am. And to our winner. All right, I'm pulling the Toko open.
Okay, 1 second. Do my second check count.
All right. All right, the second check is happening. Dun, dun, dun.
1920. Stop trying to make me lose my count.
I'm not trying to make you lose your count. I'm trying to fill the silence of a podcast.
25. All right. So, duck.
Duck?
Yep.
All right, congratulations, Duck. You are the winner of this.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Isn't that supposed to... Oh, that says past owners. Wow, Jill. Wow. All right, congratulations, Duck Girl 34. You are the winner of this wire Dakota. They are officially yours. Woo! Congrats. All right. And then final thing. Oh, yeah. No, it's the lack of mic because we're using this whatever for some reason just decided that we're tin men. And at some point I'll figure it out. I'm just not willing to spend $300 on a microphone to solve the problem. If somebody else wants to spend $300 on a microphone to solve the problem, that's fine. But it's not going to be me.
Shouldn't have a Mac is the answer to that.
Staring at you. My Mac does a lot of programming for you. It makes a lot of Tokos happen.
I guess, technically.
Completely. Can we donate $300 to solve this problem? I mean, yeah, if somebody does, yes.
Terrible.
What? I'm sorry. I use it once every 2 months, sometimes once a month. All right?
Yeah, that's fair.
And I just feel weird asking the Toko's bank account to buy me a $300 mic. Okay? Feels super awkward to ask for it, so I'm not going to.
I mean, I guess we could try and set this one up to do it, but then you'd have to, use a Windows.
I hate your keyboard.
I know you do.
Really hate your keyboard.
And I don't think you can use your new...
Not that work with USB-C, Luck. Not that work with USB-C.
At least at Best Buy.
At least at Best Buy, where I don't have to go in and interact with people. I can just pick it up.
Be like, please put it in my trunk. Goodbye. Ooh. We could try an adapter.
I suppose.
Spam had a bad run with her adapters, but,
She had a terrible run with those adapters, which kind of turned me off from them. The internet delivers to your house. Yes, but, okay. I'll be honest about this, Law. I'll remember to do it the morning of the podcast, at which point the internet will not deliver it to my house in time, which means I have to order it at Best Buy and then show up, and I buy a random assortment of things, and that is the same guy that has worked at Best Buy for the last 2 years who walks me out this random assortment of things. So, it is what it is. I'll figure it out. If it matters so much, donate the money.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Whoa, I realize that you may not all realize that I'm being super sarcastic.
Yeah.
I am actually kidding. Okay. And final thing today, we are going to talk about Tokoversary. Starts in June. It's one of our new official holidays as part of our official holiday schedule of every other month. Tokoversary will include a site event, it'll include an art event, and this year it will include a Lost Son of Fenrir.
Art event will be very familiar. Show Your Heart seems to be, a good staple for us.
Show Your Heart will be the art event, and there will be something with fireworks going on in the site. Woo! Additionally, that means Festive Stones will be coming back to the store. And when Festive Stones return for this first year, there is a background associated with every one of them. And dun dun dun, we can all enjoy our new, very urban background with lots and lots of fireworks and super cool statues, courtesy of Kira. Have I paid her for this?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good.
I handled it.
Cool. I was just making sure. I realized I just showed it. I was like, I don't recall paying Kira. Oh, that's bad. Oh, she's been paid? Cool. Cool. But as you can see, we will have a nice, cool, very urban background. I think this is maybe one of my favorites. I totally dig it. But yeah. Ooh.
Locke sent us these. Apparently they work. They're $8.
Really?
Yeah. They plug into your phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, for $8, I will try that.
It's so cute. It's so silly.
Additionally, because apparently I'm now buying an $8 mic that's supposedly going to work. But additionally, we will be starting to do impromptu Twitch videos. What we're actually doing is we are recording different guides that we've kind of needed for a while. Like a new newbie guide, a new calc guide, attack page guide.
How to do this on Tokotna.
Yeah, how to do these on Tokotna that we'll be putting up on our YouTube for people to use. But we found that like the Twitch streaming with the recording is actually like the easiest way for us to do that. And we don't mind everyone hanging out with us when we do. So we'll be probably in the evenings, my times, on like Thursdays, maybe a Friday. We'll be dropping in to do like 45 minutes of recording. And then we'll edit it up and put it up on YouTube, and those will be our new guides. When you see one of those, you are more than welcome to come and join us. The questions that everyone asks when we're doing these demos, like the slot demo, we've had very few questions about how slots work because of that slot demo. People just go look at it and find what they need, and it worked out really well. So we're going to try it again as a way to get me more active and interested in doing them, because those guides are a lot of work. And
when we script these videos out, I think we touched on this with the slot one, I don't know how many takes.
Yeah, I have a lot of takes. When we were doing the slot one, I was originally trying to do it, I was on take 6 of a 30-minute video when I went, I'm done. We're finding another way to do this. So, yeah. we'll be doing more of those. We'll kind of announce them, but they're not like real podcasts. They're not real events. You're welcome to come hang out with us. You're welcome to come and ask questions. Just see what silliness is going on. You know, if you show up, there will be spoilers because I am me. So that's where those stand. And actually, I think that is all I had on my agenda. Yeah, that is actually all I had on my agenda. Done. Is there anything else on your agenda?
No, I think we're good. You snuck more on there than I was expecting.
Yeah, well, you know, it was fun for everybody.
Oh, you stress me out some days.
And obviously, I will be doing tons of drops with Toko Anniversary. I'll see if I can update the previous timeline that we had. I don't think we'll be doing
rebuilding it.
We won't be rebuilding it, but we'll try and add on to the bottom.
Maybe we'll try and move that onto Tokopedia.
I don't want to move that onto Tokopedia. If you want to do the work of that, that's fine, but then you will be stuck updating it forevermore, and I will not be updating it. So you should leave it in that Google Doc where I will type in it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Or you could just give me a wiki.
Never. Never. Never happening again. I'm never dealing with wiki coding ever again. You could not pay me to do it.
Not even coffee?
Not even coffee. So, all right. But as Toko Anniversary comes around, I obviously have like 7 mains worth of stuff. I have charts. I have red lines. There's super funness coming. There's new companions coming next month, more than even I said. There's, oh geez, I feel like there's a lot, but Don and I are actually going to sit down today and figure out what's coming for Toko Anniversary. I admit it's not going to be as crazy as our 7th year. A lot of things happened this year, but we will have fun new content for you. We will have the full write-up on the mains. We'll add to our timeline, and, you know, we are trying this year to be more cognizant of the suggestion box in general and responding to it one way or another. Some of you may have noticed that, some of you may have not, but we try to respond to things in the suggestion boxes with yes, no, or if it's a simple thing, sometimes you'll just get a Jill implemented and moved on. If you don't know what that means, it means I did that thing on the site. Okay? I kept putting implemented on things. Dun's like, not everyone knows what that means. I'm like, but that's what I write on my Jira tickets at work. And she's like, I know. I was like, okay. Well, I'll comment on the podcast. But we are trying to pay more attention to the suggestion box in general. Dun and I read it every other month, but we don't always respond to everything.
Not every other month. I'm usually in there like every week looking for something to badger you with.
Okay, Dun's in there every week. I'm in there every other month. But we do look at it. Some suggestions, such as I believe one time we got the suggestion of it would be really nice if somehow on Tokotas we could get the timeline of any time any art is uploaded for this Toko. And
I don't even know how we would.
I don't even know what they thought we were capable of doing. But I was like, no, I'm sorry.
That would require some crazy integration with DA and
Do you really want our site to be integrated any more with DA than it is? We only have to deal with NoaDaddy right now. Let's not have NoaDaddy and DA at the same time.
Oh, there's a new bug today.
Oh, geez, there's a new bug today?
Yeah.
Bug or feature?
Oh, it's a bug.
Oh, okay. What's the bug?
You have to hit reply multiple times to post a reply.
Oh, come on. Come on. It's basic functionality. What have you done? Oh. Look, I'm not going to ever pretend that my code is bug-free. I will not. Anyone who tells you they're a bug-free code is lying. There is no such thing as a developer that writes bug-free code. But DA is driving me a little batty. Just a little batty. Whew. Okay. So, we'll be doing more guides. You're welcome to join us. We're trying to be more cognizant of the suggestion box in general. At least on the Tokotas stuff, I can do things. And we are looking, there has been the ask to do that guide for activities. That's the word I was looking for, activity.
Really broken down.
There are some people trying, okay?
It's going to be a dense read.
They are trying. It's intense. Oh, that would be so frustrating while banking. Yeah.
Ugh.
But we shall persevere, as we always do.
As we rely less and less on DA until I convince you.
Hey, you remember when we made Tokotas and everyone's like, are you leaving DA? I will never play this game if you leave DA. And now everyone's like, ugh, why is this game on DA? Yeah, so it is what it is. Whew. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the last about an hour and a half. I hope you got some good information out of this. Please, please, please give us your feedback on how you feel about Silky, those glow-ups. The new mains are also welcome, Give us your feedback. We want to know how you feel about it. We can't do what the group wants if we don't know what the group wants. This will be it'll be up on our Twitch for the next 2 weeks, and usually
What excellent timing,
What
dogs.
excellent timing, my neighbors. I don't know if you all can hear it. There's 7 dogs barking in the background. We're so professional, can you tell? So normally our lovely Zlua does a download and gets it up onto YouTube, and then one of y'all, goes through and does all of the timestamps for us. I don't actually know who does it. It might be different people each time, but I love it. Yeah, they're very happy about the new mains too. But please bring us your feedback. As always, please be respectful. We may have full-blown conversations about what you're saying. You're not necessarily dropping it into a void that no one's ever going to look at or ask you about again. But as always, we want people to be comfortable giving us that feedback. We need it. We want it. But much like when we talked about the previous rebalance, if you come into the room just screaming at us, it's really hard to listen to what you're trying to say. Okay? Ooh. Have an awesome... Is this Saturday?
I think today's Saturday.
Okay. Have an awesome Saturday. Bye, all.